Welcome to tonight's 5 on 5. The guest is Dwayne Murray, attorney at law. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Your firm specializes in the areas of foreclosure. Tell me a little bit of advice, something that you guys kind of learned to help people out.
Well, our firm, for the most part, does bankruptcies. And so what we have found out is that our clients, most often, when they get behind on their mortgages, that's what's pulling them down, because they owe quite a bit more than their first or second mortgage. We have stripped second mortgages off, and this is something that most consumers don't know, and I would say a great number of attorneys don't know unless they're in that particular business, that if the value of your home drops below the first mortgage debt, then any second or third mortgages are no longer secure. So if you file bankruptcy, you can strip those mortgages off permanently and you no longer have to pay them. They are treated the same as if it were a credit card or a medical bill or something else that was not able to be paid.
Have you seen a lot of cases where you're able to help people out in that?
Well, actually, yes. In the year 2011, we were able to strip over $10 million worth of second mortgages. Wow. So it is a big deal.
Now, over the last year and heading into this year, have you seen a lot of bankruptcy cases, a lot of people not able to keep up with their mortgage payments? Has that changed? Has things looked any different?
No, I think it's probably not dropping as fast as it did, but it's our impression that home values are still leaking down lower and lower, just at a slower rate. And so, yes, that's one of the biggest things. I mean, think about it. People normally owe $15,000 to $30,000 or so in unsecured debt. They owe 20 or 30 or 50 or 70 on a second mortgage. So when you're able to take that away, you're taking away a huge payment every month that a lot of times is sinking the ship.
I understand you have some advice and help for seniors and people with disabilities. We'll get to those questions in just a few minutes, so stick around. More 5 on 5 right after the break. Welcome back to the 5 on 5. The guest is Dwayne Murray, attorney at law. We were talking about bankruptcy and how stripping away a second mortgage might help. But you also had some advice for people with disabilities and seniors. Tell me about that.
Yes. Most people have a real abhorrence of filing bankruptcy. They've paid their bills all their lives, and it's a matter of pride. But they get to a point in their life, and that's generally seniors and or disabled folks, that they're just not able to make those payments any longer. We have a program that's called HELPS. It's an acronym for Help Eliminate Legal Problems for Seniors and Disabled. And what that does is it allows these folks to not file bankruptcy. They actually retain us as their lawyers, and to combat the constant barrage of creditors calling them many times a day sometimes. Once they tell the creditor that they have retained us as their lawyers, those creditors can no longer harass them. They can no longer call them if they say not to. So there's an upfront fee, and then there's a monthly fee, and we represent these folks as long as they wish. And that way they don't have to file bankruptcy, and the phone calls stop, and a lot of times it's a matter of health, because we've gotten a tremendous positive response from this, and folks tell us all the time that getting rid of those creditors that keep harassing them has made a huge difference in their lives, because they're very aggressive, and I understand why. They're trying to get money.
Is this something that could be is it a short-term solution for them just to get the creditors off until they can pay them? How have you seen the success of this program?
The success is that it is such a small payment each month that they continue to do it as long as they want. And whether or not they ultimately file bankruptcy is always up to them. But we've been doing it for about 2.5 years. We incorporated a nonprofit corporation this last August, and we're going to be nationwide. We are nationwide now. So the experience level is those folks that join tend to stay with us. I don't know of any, but I don't know the actual stats on whether or not there are some people who have done it, used it for a short time, and then stopped.
All right, Dwayne, well, thank you very much for stopping by. Quickly, though, before you go, anything else that is important? I know people probably need to contact you not ahead of time, but before things get bad. You could probably help them out more.
Well, I guess the important thing to know is that it doesn't cost anything to talk to us. Give us a call. We'll visit with you on the phone. We'll visit with you in person. There's no obligation. We explain these things and others and the specifics of whoever, that person's specific financial situation.
All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. That's it for the 5 on 5. More news right after the break.